Hello, everybody. Welcome. And this is our 2.3 applying integer operations video. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's get after it. So, we at this point have learned how to add and subtract and multiply and divide integers. So, add, subtract, multiply, and divide positive and negative numbers. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to use all of those in specific problems, whether that be a word problem or just computational problem where we have to follow order of operations. So our key term today is order of operations, the rules that say which calculation comes first. Also for order of operations, you might want to write down PEMDAS, because PEMDAS is the acronym we use for order of operations. And if we need to go even further, the P is parentheses, exponent, multiply or multiplication, D is division, and then addition and subtraction. Oh, put two S's. It's fine. You get the gist. Okay, so PEMDAS, that is the order of operations. That is what we use order of operations for. And that is the order in which those operations are supposed to be used. So we are going to be having to use PEMDAS today. And we are going to look at some word problems that will use both multiplying and adding and subtracting, or a little bit of dividing as well. So here we go. Hannah made 4 withdrawals. So again, I'm going to practice the art or the habit of underlining my valuable information. Okay, 4 withdrawals of $20. So that means she is taking $20 out of her checking account, and she did it 4 times. So again, I can think about what actually mathematically is happening here. 4 different times she takes out $20. So that's 4 times negative 20, because withdrawal means I'm taking money out, so that's minus $20, negative $20, and that's happening 4 different times. She also wrote a check for $215. Wrote a check means we just take out $215, but that's just a one-time thing. It doesn't happen multiple times. By how much did the amount in her checking account change? So here's what I have. I know I have she took out 4 times negative 20. So there's a beginning of my problem. And then she also took out another $215. So there's the initial expression that I need to solve. Now I can solve by following order of operations and doing multiplication and division first. I do have multiplication right here. 4 times negative 20, a positive times a negative. That's going to give me negative 80. So now I have negative 80 minus 215. So what we do need to do is we do need to make sure we still follow all of our rules with addition and subtraction. Okay, these are not going to go away ever. Okay, and we're going to be using them a lot. So still practice using keep, change, or add the opposite. So I'm going to change this to addition, which means this is negative 215. So I have negative 80 plus negative 215. I'm adding 2 negative numbers, which means I really am actually adding these numbers together, and I know my answer has to be negative because I keep the sign. So that's negative 295. Okay, so that means she has taken out $295 from her bank account total between the checks and the 4 withdrawals. All right, so going here, number 8, Amber and Will are in line together to buy tickets. Amber moves back by 3 places 3 times. She is then invited to move. Oh, I know, it's kind of hard to see with that underline, huh? There we go. 3 times. And then is invited to move 5 places up in line. Okay. So back 3 places 3 times. That's 3 times, move back 3 places. But then invited to move up 5 times. So far for Amber, I've got 3 times negative 3 plus 5. Will moved back 4 places twice. So back 4 places twice, then moved up in line by 3 places. Overall, who moves further back in line? And I'll even do Will in purple to make it a little bit less confusing. So I really have 2 problems here. I want to figure out where did Amber end up, how far did she move, and I want to figure out how far did Will move. So Will moved back 4 places twice. So again, back 4 places 2 different times. And then he moved up 3 times. So for Amber, I have this problem over here. For Will, was -4 times 2 plus 3. So now I can actually solve my problems to figure out who moved further. And this one would give me -4. 3 times -3 is -9. Bring down that +5. Different signs I subtract, keep the sign of the bigger number. So Amber in total moved back 4 spaces. Will, let's see here. It looked like he moved back 5 spaces in line. So Will moved back further. Okay. All right. So at this point, I actually do want you to try all 4 of these on your own. And then we can come back and we'll see how you did. You can check with me, pause it, check to see how you did. And then if you want to even pause in between, that'd be great. But I do want you to try these on your own. So go ahead and pause. All right. So first, quick math joke for you. Why is your math book always so depressed? So why is your math book always so depressed? Because he has so many problems. Boom! All right, here we go. Evaluate each expression. Circle the expression with the greater value. So for number 9, I have -10 divided by 2 minus 2. -10 divided by 2 is -5. Negative divided by a positive is negative. And then minus 2, which is going to give me -7. Okay, and then again, I could have added the opposite, and that would make this a negative. So it's really -5 plus -2, which is how I got -7. I am comparing that with the second one right here. So I need to compare that with -28 divided by 4 plus 1. -28 divided by 4 is -7. And then -7 plus 1 is -6. -6 is a greater value than -7. So that's the expression with the greater value. When we're in the negatives, remember it's always backwards because the further negative we go, the lesser the value is. So the higher the negative number, the lesser the value. The lower the negative number, the greater the value. It is opposite in the negative land. All right, moving over to the right side here. 42 divided by -3 plus 9. 42 divided by -3 is -14. -14. Positive divided by negative is negative. And then plus 9. Different sign subtract. So I'm left with -5. -36 divided by 9 minus 2. Let's see. -36 divided by 9 is going to give me -4. Minus 2 is -6. -5 is greater than -6. Bam. Okay. All right, that's it. So making sure we use order of operations. Okay, do your division and your multiplication before you do any addition and subtraction. And then also with these word problems, do not get lazy. Definitely underline, find the key terms. Okay, so if you need to make some underline, find those, make your underlines, write down the problems mathematical problem that's happening, and then actually solve afterwards. Okay, for quick things to remember, I would definitely write down PEMDAS again. Okay, because PEMDAS is super important that we follow our order of operations. Okay, remember multiplication, we use parentheses to represent multiplication now. So that is not the same thing as just parentheses. Parentheses, when we talk about parentheses, it's talking about solve things inside the parentheses. Okay, because that would become 7. So make sure parentheses is solving inside the parentheses. If multiplication is when we use parentheses to represent multiplication, but there's nothing to do inside these parentheses. So don't get confused by those two things. Okay. Also, another quick thing to remember is sometimes we do not use this division symbol. Instead, we'll use fractions to represent division. This is 10 divided by 5, which is just 2. All right, guys. Write down any questions that you may have for me. Thank you for watching. Gradius out.